Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Friday, the 21st of November. The Housing Minister is calling for a fix at State Housing Agency Kaianga Order and a level playing field for community housing providers. Chris Bishop has launched a social housing investment plan, which includes proceeds from the sales of unsuitable homes being invested back into social housing. Bishop wants to also put in more competition between the State Housing Agency and community housing providers, saying it incentivises everyone to deliver cost-effective projects. The government's also targeting funding to high-need locations, the Far North, South Auckland, Eastern Bay of Plenty, Gisborne and Hastings. New Zealand First Leader Winston Peters is strongly rejecting any claim he'll campaign alongside Labour's Chris Hipkins. Peters says next year he'll campaign on getting rid of ACT's Regulatory Standards Bill, despite supporting it just last week. ACT leader David Seymour says it sounds like Peters is getting ready to work with Labour again. Peters told Mike Hosking he has no idea why Seymour would say that.
Having been betrayed and stabbed in the back and lied to and not been misled, I would never trust Hipkins. That's the end of it. I've made it very clear, but I'm not going to go on my whole career, every meeting getting up with the question, who are you going to go with?
Meanwhile, a political commentator is again asking questions about Chris Luxon's leadership. Matthew Hooton, who admittedly says he never rated the current national leader, suggests a reshuffle is needed at the highest levels of the party. He says the status quo is not good for the government.
He just cannot get the confidence of the public and the business community, and that's harming the economy as much as the government.
But senior National MPs say they're backing their current leader. Paul Goldsmith says no one in caucus has spoken about potential replacements for Luxon. A heartbroken mother has spoken about her 3 children who perished in the Sanson fire. Chelsea Field says they were kind, loving and full of happiness. Manawatu police have launched a homicide inquiry after a post-mortem on the children's father, who also died but wasn't burned in the fire. Tobias McIntosh reports.
Field says her eldest, 7-year-old August, loves sport and she'd been planning a trip to take them to see the Phoenix. 5-year-old Hugo is remembered as a confident, loving mama's boy who had just enjoyed his first pet day at school, and 1-year-old Goldie was the special little girl she'd waited so long for.
Low expectations of quick action from the Crown after police declare they have enough evidence to lay manslaughter charges over the Pike River mine disaster. It's been 15 years since the deaths of 29 men in the West Coast mine. Nigel Hampton KC, who represents widow Anna Osborne and mother Sonia Rockhouse, says police concluded their investigation and handed the file to Crown solicitors a year ago.
They've played ping-pong back and clarifying certain things. The Crown still hasn't made a decision. That's a source of further grievance to the families, of frustration, anxiety.
To sport, Nottingham Forest football manager Sean Dyche is downplaying the seriousness of striker Chris Wood's injury, diagnosing the ailment as grumbling knee. Golfer Dame Lydia Ko has carded an opening round 3 under par 69 at the LPGA's season-ending Tour Championship in Florida. She's 5 strokes off the lead. New Zealand Rugby's on the hunt for a new naming rights sponsor for the NPC and Farah Palmer Cup, and Black Sticks hockey player Grace O'Hanlon has been voted Women's International Goalkeeper of the Year. I'm Malcolm Jordan, that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.